So you have your e-ink device with you and you're trying to plan for that next trip and you want to make a checklist for it, or you want to do some journaling, you want to set some new goals that you want to accomplish, or you're doing something at work where you need to put in some specific data and you just can't find the right template on your device. Don't worry about it. I'm going to show you what I do. Let's talk about it. Welcome everybody back to the channel. This is Aaron Reed with 2530 Media. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. And while you're there, you might as well hit that like button too. So there are several great devices on the market today when we're talking about e-ink tablets. And those e-ink tablets all come with some useful templates that you can use to complete a task. Now, what happens when you're trying to complete a certain task, or you're doing some journaling, or you want to make a checklist for a vacation that you want to take, or you want to do some budgeting? What happens when you want to do those things and you just can't find the template on the device that you need? Well, today we're going to talk about using the custom template creation tab that you could find on most of your devices. I am primarily a user of the BOOX Go 10.3. So today we're going to talk about how you can use the custom templates function on the 10.3 to complete tasks for just specific use cases that you have in your day-to-day life. Now, we're not going to go over actually the process of me creating the custom template, but there are a couple of ways that you can do this. You can use Microsoft Office. So like you can use Microsoft Word, or you can use Excel, and you can export those as PDFs. And then from there, on the 10.3, what I do is I just load that PDF directly to the custom notes template if I want to use it as a template, or I just load that document onto the 10.3 as a regular PDF, and then it gives me the option to annotate that in the Neo Reader when I open it. I'm pretty sure other devices will have ways that you can get this accomplished both as a custom template or just using it as a regular PDF. Now, there are some online softwares like Canva that you can use to create these documents. I'm just not that creative. So I use like Microsoft Word or Excel, and I also use Mac OS programs like Pages and Numbers, and it will allow me to export those documents as PDFs, and then I can put them in whatever folder I want to put them in. The custom templates tab that you can find on BOOX devices is one of the reasons, or one of the deciding factors that made me go with the 10.3. At first, I was using the Kindle Scribe 2022 version. It just did not have a place for me to create custom templates. Yes, I could bring PDFs over to annotate, but I couldn't bring PDFs over to use for multiple use cases like I can with the 10.3 and some other devices that are on the market. So today we're going to talk about how I use the Customs tab template on the BOOX Go 10.3 to complete tasks. So now let's get into it, and I'll show you how I do this on the 10.3. Okay, guys. So like always, we're going to start at a home page within the Notes app that is native to the 10.3. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys is when creating that new notebook, how you can use that custom template that we loaded onto the device. So simply, let's go to create a notepad. And now once you get into create a notepad, you'll see here that we are at our normal templates, or the templates that come on the device that are loaded here. And you see you have your normal tabs you would have from recent to general to work, study, or other. Now, those custom templates that we created are going to be loaded in the Customs tab. So just click on Custom. Once you click on Custom, you'll have whatever templates that you've custom made and loaded on the device are going to be here. And we're going to choose our employee review form for our team member review. So once you have that checked like we have here, go ahead and hit OK. Now you've created this document to be able to work on in your notebook. And you can do several things with it. One thing is the document that we created is a 3-page document. So once it loads as a custom template, you will have access to all 3 pages. So you can just, navigate how you normally would, whether if it's through the arrows or through swipe. So this is page 1. We're at page 2. and then you have page 3. Now, for whatever reason, if you need to keep going and you want another set of 3 pages for that document that you created to keep writing or whatever the use case could be, and this works with any document that we create, no matter how many pages it is, just hit that next button or that button to go to the next page that you normally would hit just to add a new page. Once you do that, it's going to take you to a fresh page of this document we created, and you will have access to all 3 pages just like before. So page 1, page 2, and page 3. All right. And you can still hit this to see your pages inside the notebook that you created. So we'll go back to page 1. And now you have all this space to write your comments or notes. You can do your check boxes as you're going through your evaluation with your team member, fill out the name and all of that stuff. You can even enlarge it for a little bit more space to write your notes down and do your check boxes. You might have to change the width of your pen depending on what you use to write. I kind of like a wider line when writing, so sometimes when I zoom in, I have to go here to my pen selection, and just change the line width a little bit. Now that I'm writing on something that's zoomed in, and you can change that to however you want it to look. And then when you zoom back to normal, your information is there. So now I'm going to show you guys how I use the custom template um, in my workflow with this example. Now, what I'm going to show you here is just an example of a performance management page that I do use in real life, but this is just going to be, fake sample employees. This isn't real people's data, and these aren't the actual forms I use. However, these are just sample forms that I loaded onto the device to show you guys how I use this workflow. Now, when I usually operate on the device, I keep my notes app uh, with the home page on my favorites. My favorites is just going to house all of the documents that I'm using on a regular basis at the time. You can mix and match. You can add some, take some away, however you want to set it up for your workflow. So the first thing we're going to do is go to my performance management landing page or table of contents that I created. Now from here, I chose to use the preloaded 4-square template to be able to set up just some spaces that I can kind of categorize and organize for my imaginary team that I have here for you guys today. And that 4-square allows me to have 4 names at a time, categorize information how it works for them. The first thing we're going to dive into is the notebook that I made for the custom template that we just created. So for imaginary employee Mark, who works on the Northwest Houston store, we're going to go in here. I have inserted a notebook with his information to it. So all you have to do is click on that. And from there, it takes me to my notebook I created for imaginary employee Mark, and we will then fill out his performance evaluation. Once I'm done filling out Mark's performance evaluation, just like last time, I can now use my navigation arrows up here to go back to that first original landing page that we created. And once I get back here, I can jump from Mark, and once I get to my next destination or my next Zoom call, I can grab any of the other team members that I have here. One of the other things that I did in the use case of PDFs is I actually linked a buyer performance PDF that will give me all of my up-to-date data for all 4 employees or all 4 of the team members. And I have it right here, linked to January 2025. All I have to do is click on that. It's going to take us to our Neo reader, which will have our PDF. So here is a sample PDF of what I would use, and it has several sheets that I would have data here. I have room to take any notes that I need to take. or make any comments for future meetings. And I can go through the data here. As you see, each page has a different set of data that I would use, and I still have room to make any notes that I need to make. And I like using PDFs in this way because after I make any notes that I need to make, I can email the information out to my team. I can file it for my own records. I can have a copy of it with the notes that I made. And once I email it out to my team, I can email it out to my team without the notes that they need that I took for myself. And if I need to add any notes for my team, I can easily add them in the provided space that I have here. And these are all documents that I normally would have to print out, write on, get back to my computer, either scan them with the copy machine to a file or type the information in and then send it out as an email. But with using the 10.3, it allows me to take my notes and email these things out to my team seamlessly. Sometimes I can even do it from the 10.3. And of course, navigating back to my home page to get back to the information I need to get to is pretty easy. So I'll show you guys how I did that again. Once I open up the document in the Neo Reader and I go through the document, once I'm done going through the document, I simply can just hit the back swipe. Once I hit the back swipe, it's going to take me back to my main landing page. And then I can do the same steps with however many staff members I need to. So this next document is going to be a custom template that I created for daily journaling purposes. It's something I use about 10 minutes out of each day to kind of set my day up and get a focus on what I need to do and kind of like set a goal on how I need to get it done. So like always, we're going to start from the home page of the 10.3, and we're going to be working in the Notes app that is native to the device. So you're going to create a notebook, and from here, you're going to be in the general area of your templates that come preloaded to the device. Like last time, we're going to go over to our custom templates tab. And now in this tab, we're going to choose our daily journal custom template that I created. So here's the custom template that I created. And like I said, I created this custom template because I had specific questions I wanted to ask myself each morning to kind of set my day up. So I like it because I also can put my data in and I can kind of make it searchable. So what we'll do here is we'll start with the date. And then I'll use my scribbles by the date. This will allow me to search this date through the scribbles function of searching. And I'll show you guys that in a minute. From there, I have specific questions for my morning reflection exercise. So how do I feel today? Well, I feel happy today. And then from there, I have certain questions I ask myself. What are my top 3 priorities for the day? Gratitude, what am I thankful for? And then I have my daily goals. And here it might be one sentence or it might be a whole paragraph. So if I have a whole paragraph that I want to write corresponding with that daily goal, all I have to do is add another page. And then from here, I can just change my layers. So we'll go with the line sheet. And now from here, I have the line sheet that I can use to add more information on the daily goal. And then once I'm through with that, the next day rolls around, all I have to do, add another page, go to my layers, go back to my custom tab, and now I can pick the daily journal. Or to even be more efficient and quick, I can always just pop into my recents. Your recents will always house those templates that you've recently used. And from there, select my daily journal, and then I can move on to the next day. So that's why I created this custom template specifically for this use case. So this is how I load custom templates on the 10.3 to use in the Notes app. Let me know what you think about it. Also, let me know what device you use. If you don't use the 10.3, you might be using a Supernote Manta or Nomad. You might be using a Remarkable device or some of the other devices that are out there on the market. Anyone that has the Kindle Scribe 2024, let me know if you can do this, because when I used the 2022, I was not able to load custom templates onto the device. So again, thank you guys for checking out the channel today. Don't forget to drop in the comments. Let me know what you think about it, and let me know some of your use cases with y'all's devices that y'all are using. And if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe. And of course, hit that like button. Thank you guys.